find my inner journey.
Yeah.
My own, because I've been on a journey for a long, long time. Like I would say probably since I left uni, because I thought I was going to go into, law and corporate and business, and then that was the start of the journey. And that was like, okay, this is what I have studied to do. This is my career. This is going to be there forever. And I will always be a lawyer in banking. That was when I didn't realize that was an external journey. It was not internal. It was just about what other people probably expected from me, and it was what I thought. It was written in my destiny, because I didn't really reflect much about what I really wanted to do. That was what was missing, the reflection about what I really was passionate about, what made my heart sing. That was really missing. So that was the start of the journey. Was totally external, nothing about what it was burning inside of me. I didn't listen at the beginning.
And so I understand then you are a lawyer?
I am.
So you're a lawyer by trade. So you started as a lawyer.
Yeah.
And were there a series of events, or was there one event or something in particular where all of a sudden you noticed a disconnect between the inner and the outer?
Exactly. There was a specific event.
Really?
I read a book. Sometimes it happens. Now you read a book, you watch a movie, something happened and give you like kind of a sort of epiphany. And that was a book by Muhammad Yunus, The Banker to the Poor. He's a professor from Bangladesh, and he also won the Nobel Prize of Peace. And then he is the father of microcredit, microfinance.
Yes.
So yes, I fell in love with his story and what he did in India and in Bangladesh first, and then in Africa and all over the world, like in poor areas. So lending small amounts of money to poor women in the villages, in the slums, in the countryside. So I thought, you know what, like I can still do my job, so I can still like provide legal advice and like do legal work, but like the clients are different there. It's not like investors or people with a lot of money, but actually the clients are poor women who can get those loans, and then they can support their families, maybe running little small businesses at home, so in their villages. So that was my I would say my epiphany. I really kind of changed completely my way of seeing, what was for me important.
Right. And so did you actually go and work in that industry, or you just shifted? You did. You worked in microfinance. And how long did you do that? And did you work mainly with women? This is so amazing. So you realized, you read this story, it really strongly showed up, and you thought, I can do this. I want to do this. And tell me about your work. So did you actually work for his bank, or how did you do the microfinance work?
I did. I worked in the microfinance industry for a couple of years. I was based in Italy, actually, but all the clients were, of course, in India. And then I used to travel to India a lot. That was where I kind of discovered India, and it was the first time I went to India, and I fell in love with India. And then I decided that I really wanted to invest, my career and my time and energy in supporting people in emerging countries. So then I started with India first, and then I also worked in Africa. But that was when I then decided that I wanted to do something even more meaningful for me. And then when I started to look inside of me, really inside, and I realized that I wanted to do something that was completely and totally not for profit. So there was no interest like attached to those. To that support. So that was when I went into the charity sector. That was like working on, like in India and Africa, but those organizations were more organizations that were like bringing support to children, vulnerable children, street children, education, schools, and then child sponsorship programs. So that was like not for profit. While the microfinance is for profit, of course.
Yes.
You know, the investors who provide, you know, the funds, they get like a return from.
Yes. Yes. Oh, but your story just touches me so that you really followed your truth. And so you did then some work in the international nonprofit sector. And how did you pivot into wellness and into really coaching for wellness with clients all over the world now? How did that come about? And was that another similar, you know, what makes sense to you or what was calling you kind of experience? Or how did that happen?
It happened when I, after another couple of years working with those charities, I went back to London, where I started my career as a trainee solicitor. And I because I wanted to do something around children, and this is where I started. When I started as a trainee solicitor in London, I used to work for a family law firm that was dealing with child protection, children's rights, child abduction, and then I went back to London, because this is where I started really soon after uni, even before working for a bank, when I was still a student. You know, like I was still like. Studying to get my qualification as a lawyer, not just before into banking. I spent some time in London. That was so exciting for me, so interesting, so passionate. And then I decided to go back to London and to did some research around the passion that I felt I had from the beginning. That was like not clear to me at the time, because then, as I said, I went into finance and banking,
right.
Follow, probably other people's advice, or maybe there were some expectations from my family.
Right.
So then I went back to London, and that is when I worked for actually another charity, but in the capacity of internal coach. That this is where it started. The CEO of this charity asked me to join the HR, human resources, as a staff well-being manager, looking after the well-being of the staff. So that was really, for me, eye-opening, because I realized I had these coaching skills in me, and I could kind of really offer a safe space, confidential space for the staff, for the employees of the charity. So I could combine really my passion for children and also communities, and I felt, that it was like a meaningful role, because I could also practice this coaching. At the time I didn't even know it was coaching. I was
right.
part of HR, and I was kind of taking care of the staff well-being. That was like I started like to kind of understand what is this coaching, what is this well-being, and I didn't even have like any qualification, and this is what I did. After that, I then decided to do some training and accreditation, and then to become a qualified coach and an accredited coach.
What would you say are the top, let's just say 3, you could do 4, you could do 1. How do we navigate our well-being on the inside? What do you think is the most, let's back up. What do you think is the most important for navigating our inside well-being? What's most important? How do we navigate it?
I think the most important thing is to start with your own well-being, and to kind of before starting to think about how you can help other people in the family, or partner, or children, or your team members, or colleagues, or anyone else. Like it's like when you're on the plane, no, they say to put the oxygen mask first, and then you can help other people. So I started with myself at the time. I started like to really take care of myself, and then the more I did that, the more I did my little rituals, and I really took care of myself, and the more I realized I could really be there for others. No, so I was kind of practicing my well-being little activities, or very simple things, but they can be very powerful.
Silvia, you mentioned self-care as a core place to start on the inner journey. What does that look like? And also, how come it can be so difficult to actually take care of ourselves?
So self-care means different things for different people. So we are all different, and so we have different personalities, different interests and inclinations. So I guess like finding what works for you, and like if it's like meditating, maybe for 10 minutes every morning, if it's going for a walk in nature, maybe reading a poem, or like little things that make you feel relaxed or happy are okay. And of course, then there are, the important parts that are like physical activity or nutrition that we all know it's that's something, or having like a good night's sleep, and to answer to your very important question about what can get in the way, what can be the blocks, and why people don't do that. Sometimes we don't do that because we don't have an accountability partner, we don't have anyone to share this with, and to kind of maybe say, check out on me, I can, I want to commit to do this, let's do it together, let's go for, a little run together, or maybe we can meditate now there are many apps now that there is a meditation live, and you feel like you're not alone, there are other people with you. So like doing stuff that together with other people, even if we are in lockdown right now, so it's quite difficult like to share as before, but it's still possible virtually, to kind of ask someone to be there, even like if you have a coach, or if you have a mentor, or some member of the family that, like for example, if you're following a diet, or like in terms of maybe doing some exercise at home, you can always ask maybe people living with you to do it with you. And also there are so many now free resources online, so like maybe kind of doing like a course online, something that you are not just you that, okay, now I'm going to do this exercise, I'm going to do this meditation, but like maybe doing with like a guided training or course. It's like, and I would keep it short, not like when people stop doing it is when they know that they have to do it for 1 hour, or they have to kind of invest too much time. But if it's just a little time that you dedicate to yourself, and then becomes like a routine, make it a routine, make it like something that you do it every single day. In my case, I do my 10 minutes of exercise workout and 10 minutes of meditation. It doesn't sound much, because 10 minutes of exercise is not a lot, but if you do it every single day, I'm talking about the lockdown, we cannot go to the gym, so I dedicate my 20 or 30 minutes a day, and it's every single day, 7 days a week, so it's a lot if you think about
it.
like that, then just do once a week or every 2 weeks, and then stop doing it because you don't feel, motivated. I mean, just keeping the momentum and creating routines and rituals that then you see the benefits, because after a few days of kind of being consistent, you start seeing the results. And again, it's just my routine because, of course, I'm passionate about meditation, but there are so many other things that people can do, that even if it's like listening to music, relaxing music, classical music, or something that you can do from like the internet, and watching something that you enjoy and makes you laugh. That is self-care.
Right.
Anything is self-care if makes you feel better, and if smile and more positive, and maybe kind of gives you the opportunity to switch off a little bit from the thoughts about the future, about like the situation that we are in right now with COVID-19.
Let's ask the last question. Given now kind of the challenges of our inside time and uncertainty in the future, what would you say you know for certain right now? It's kind of a different question, but what do we know for certain? Whether it's about yourself, whether it's about the world, whether it's about your community, what do we know for certain now?
I think, again, the only thing that it's certain is like about what you can do, and reflecting on what is in your control, what is in your power, asking yourself, what is it that I can do to feel better? What is it that is my control in order to, contribute, like also to the community, and to make other people feel better? And asking those questions is all you can do. Is what is certain. Asking questions is like, no, it's possible. It's always possible. It doesn't depend to anyone. The answer is in you, and you can find the answer, because we are all different, no? So we all have different answers to those questions, and then is about like starting with yourself again, and then like be honest with yourself, because there is always something that you can do, even in these moments of uncertainty, and we all are scared, and we look at the future, we don't know what is going to happen in next, and we don't have the the crystal ball, so we don't have answers. And also many of the answers are outside our control. They are like external, they come from external factors, or depends on situation, or like other people. So it's like, what is it that I can do? What is it that I can do now? I can do tonight, I can do tomorrow morning, I can start doing this, and will make a little difference in my life and in other people's life.
That is just such a gem of an answer, and I really, really thank you for calling on us and reminding us that we know what's possible, and what we know is unique to us. And that is such a lovely thought for now and as we move forward. So thank you, Silvia. Thank you so much for joining the Inner Journey Project and sharing your insights today.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you so much for your time and your kindness.
Thank you.